Good afternoon. I'm glad to have this opportunity to do this pull-out session with the math department and discuss a different approach to designing our curriculum. The approach that we're going to take this afternoon is backward design, and I'm just thrilled to be here with the math department this afternoon. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. There are three stages to backward design. The first stage is identifying desired results. If we don't have a goal in mind, then what are we reaching for? What are we teaching for? In stage one, we must have an idea of the big picture of where we need to go, where we need to lead our students. And with that, what should our students know and be able to understand and also be able to do. So this causes us, or this helps us to prioritize the TEKS, which we're supposed to follow here in Texas, and really focus in on what we are supposed to be doing, or actually the students are supposed to be doing. Stage two, as I said, there were three stages. Stage two is determining assessment evidence. Backwards design encourages us and curriculum planners, just as we're doing here, to first think like an assessor before designing specific units and lessons. A lot of times, first year teachers, and I hate to say, but subpar teachers just go straight to that book, chapter 1, and we'll read it and we'll answer the questions and then we'll review and then we will do a test. But is that really where we want to be? Is that really what we want to do? I know as a kid I had to do it a lot, and it was not very interesting, so I used to get in trouble a lot. But anyway, stage two, having assessment evidence. The question up there is, how will we know if the students have achieved desired results? We need to see evidence from this. Evidence would be, can they perform the task on one problem and then transfer it to another problem? In doing so, we must be critical and creative to promote proactive learning. Stage three. Stage three is we have to plan learning experiences and the instruction in stage three. This is where we teach and we guide. We teach facts that they must know, concepts, principles, and processes that the students have to follow. So if you'll take out a piece of paper and a pen, I pulled a 6th grade math TEK. Because this backwards design is probably new to you as it is to me, and we will just kind of go through a problem right here and see how close we can get to it. Not going to be perfect today, but it's just a start. So here we go. As you get finish getting your pencils and your paper out, the TEK that I have pulled out is from the math department, obviously, and it is 6.2, and it reads, order a set of rational numbers arising from mathematical and real-world contexts. Okay. Let me go back to that. I guess this would be stage one in our backwards design. This is where the students, this is what the students must perform. This is what the students must be able to do, obviously, to be successful on the STAR test. Stage two. Stage two, we talked about evidence that the kids basically can get it. In stage two, I said before, we have to be critical and creative, which promotes proactive learning. In stage two, we may have to guide our students into where they need to be. And I put a little evidence right there because I'm going to kind of flip back and forth between this slide and the next slide. But just to kind of give you a hint right here, the difference in temperatures, people, places, days, and who owes more money. I know I owe a lot of people money, so my interest just got piqued right there. Well, let's go to the next slide. This question right here that I have, or problem that I have pulled, is we can work with it and we can get all three stages, or at least I can help you by demonstrating all three stages right here. So I'll just give you a few seconds. Many of you have already started reading, and I can tell, but to finish reading this problem. I do have the answer down there, but because we're not taking a test right now, and this is just gonna help us. Oh, went the wrong way. Okay, so now after you've read the problem, some of you have already started drawing the picture, some of you have not. That's okay. But in this problem, number one, we have our goal, which is our math teak. Okay, that's our end goal. Number two, how is this problem critical and creative? Okay, how is it going to capture the student's interest so information will stick? Well, first of all, they do have to draw the picture. Okay, so that's one technique that I kind of use, because we do have some drawers, and I see a lot of teachers, and while we're doing these conferences and workshops during these 3 days, doodling and all of that stuff. So it gives the students an opportunity to draw. Some of them have great artistic skills, and some are not so great. But this is not art class, so we're not worried about how good the drawing is. Let's talk about stage 3 right here, okay, and then we'll just kind of flip back and forth on this problem. Stage 3 is what we have to teach, okay, and what we want the students to know. Obviously, facts, concepts, principles, processes is what they have to know and what we have to teach. Many of your kids may not know what a thermometer is, or that there are different kinds of thermometers. I have 2 kids, and my wife sent me to the store to get a thermometer, and it was a whole big wall of them, and I was like, oh man. But I don't want to get on my soapbox on that. Facts, concepts, okay? They have to have the concept of subtraction. They have to have the concept of addition. Next one on there is principles. They have to process information, okay? Although it is a math problem, there is a lot of reading on the STAR test. Okay, and they have to be able to decipher what they need and what they don't need. And I think I didn't put any extra information in here just for our purpose, but the students will have to know how to do that. They'll have to know processes, like the order of operations. What should I do first? What should I do last? Excuse me. What should I do first? What should I do last? All of these things will help us focus in, and it will help us guide and narrow in what we're supposed to teach. Okay. Also with stage 2 and 3, we talked a little bit, I mentioned about assessment, and the instruction is going to follow in stage 3, assessment in stage 2. But all of these things have to be aligned. Is it relevant? Is it ultimately going to get us back to our goal of 6.2, which is order a set of rational numbers arising from mathematical and real world context? Is it going to get us, is this problem and the processes that we're going to make our students go through, is this going to get us to our ultimate goal of our TEAK, which is 6.2? Okay, and then the last one on there, I put a bullet point right there because it's very important to me. Will it still capture the attention of the students? And that's a big part of our teaching. We have to make everything not necessarily interesting, but our second bullet point was relevant. We have to make it relevant. We have to make the information that we want our kids to know that we want our kids to be able to transfer from problem to problem, from class to class, and also from grade to grade. We want that to be able to stick, and we want them to be able to remember that and recall that very, very easily. So just kind of wrapping up right here. I know many of you want me to go back to the question, so you can see if you got the right answer down there in red, which I'll do that here in a minute. But our ultimate goal my ultimate goal to teach you backward design, okay, with the 3 stages is, the first point is, what is the point of this course? Okay, and we all know that that's the teaks. We want our kids to be able to know all of those teaks. And under there, I've got a think, pair, share right here, which I won't take a lot of time to do that. I think I put 4 to 5 minutes up there. But with your neighbor, I want you to think about what is the purpose of your course. What is the purpose of your class? And I'll give you a minute or two to think about that, and just discuss it with your partner. If you don't know the purpose of your course, oh man, here we go. Okay, that was pretty easy. All right. And stage 2 was assessment, which also leads to instruction. And we're going to get together again with a different partner, not with the same partner. But I want you to think about, obviously you came up with the point of your course, or what was the purpose of your course. Now, how are you going to assess the students in your course that they get what they're supposed to get? You know, how are you going to do that? And that's what we're supposed to do in our faculty meetings, or actually in our department meetings. We're supposed to share assessments and share techniques on instructions that certain kids will need. So if you will, we're going to do an inside-outside circle. So I need 2 circles. The outside is going to share first, and then the inside is going to share. And we'll take about 5 minutes to do this. Okay, I see everybody, most of the people have returned back to their seats. If I can get the rest of the people to return back to their seats. Okay, after we've gone through stage 1, which is the point of our course, the TEACs, and we have come up with different assessments, and we know how to instruct to get to the point of our course, to get to our ultimate goal. Okay, now this is where we have to figure out creative ways to teach. And on one of my slides, I think I said guide. Go back to it right here. Yeah, there it is. We may have to guide students. How are you going to guide our students? And this is where you have to just you will draw from a lot of resources. You know, some of our kids are from affluent families, and some of our kids are not. But that does not matter. We all, as teachers, we have our goal, which was stage 1. We've thought of different ways to assess, and we know how to instruct. So now we have to teach them and see where they end up on the STAR test. And many of you, as I conclude here, because that was the last slide, many of you may still have questions about backward design. Feel free to come by my office. This was just kind of a quick lesson right here on backwards design. Hopefully when I get to join some departmental meetings with the math department, with you ladies and gentlemen, and also as well as the other departments, English and social studies, hopefully we'll use this technique to guide our teaching, so that we can ultimately raise our STAR scores. See you next time. You're dismissed.